String. One more thing. Every book will have an author also, right?
Yes, sir. Author name.
Yes. Author will be there. Now, what next? It will have a price. Yes.
Int.
Hint of
Yes, sir.
price.
Price.
Okay. Yes. Now, anything else? Yes. Someone was. What was that? What number you were telling?
So ISBN number, sir, that is unique to every book, and that is a class.
ISBN number. Okay. So should I take it a
That is
string or
printed in the
a
back.
integer or long?
Integer, sir. INTger.
Integer. It will be only in numbers. Okay. ISPN.
Yes.
Yes. Very telling this number.
ISBN, sir.
B for
BN.
ball.
B for
Ball.
ball. Okay. ISBN. Yes. Okay. So int of ISBN, some number is there for books. I don't know. Okay. So yes, guys. So these are the non-static variables that I have created. Okay.
Yes, sir.
These are the non-static variables. Now, do you want me to give any values also for these? Okay.
Yeah, sir.
So for book name, what should I give? Tell.
That is actually 10 number.
Huh?
Java, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Java. Okay, fine. I gave the book
Java,
name
sir.
as Java. Now, author.
Niladri, sir.
Hey, no man. Who is the author?
Your name, sir.
Mawa, sir.
QS Spider Bangladesh.
Okay, I'll take QSP. Yes, Q Spider short form QSP. Okay. Now, price. I'll take
32,000.
600.
32,950. Okay. Yes. ISPN code. Yes, guys. Tell.
30,000 after discount, sir.
Not 7, sir.
Not available.
8 numbers, sir, actually.
Zero. Not 7, sir.
Not 7. Okay, fine. Yes, guys. Done. So I have declared all the non-static variables. Now, what next?
Behavior, sir. It's
It will
like
have
method.
behaviors also. Yes. So how do I create behaviors, guys? Yes.
Method, sir.
Methods.
Method,
Non-static
sir.
methods.
So public, static or non-static?
Void.
Non-static, sir.
Non-static.
Non-static. Yes.
Void.
Anything related to object will be non-static, guys. Okay. So I've created non-static variables. Now I'm creating non-static
Non-static
methods.
methods.
Yes. So now what will a book do? Yes.
Oh.
So what are the behaviors of a book? Guys, tell. To
Sir.
read.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Write in a book, then
Okay.
read.
Yes. Anything else?
To
To
sleep,
write.
sir.
To read.
Oh my
Book
God.
is read by us. Okay. Now, any other methods, guys? Yes. For book. Yes, guys.
To write.
To write.
To give, sir.
Right. Okay, fine.
To
Guys,
transfer
these are the
something.
behaviors of a book. Okay. Now, I'll just write writing. Okay. Yes. Now, what next? That's all, guys. Okay. I have two methods, two non-static methods, and four non-static variables. So now, what are these? These are the non-static variables that I have. Now, when when will all of this get loaded, guys? Yes. When will all of these non-static members get loaded
Heap
and
area.
when will they get loaded?
Sir, when we call the constructor, sir,
When we call the constructor. So how are we going to call the constructor?
it's almost
So
equal to the class name, sir. Almost similar
so
to
we should write it how we should
new
we should
keyword.
create a object. Yes, so we should, for that we should create a object, guys. Okay, so anything related to non-static, for that first of all we should create a object. Now where should I create the object, guys? Yes, tell me that. Yes.
Indeed.
Where should I create the object? In
Sir,
this,
Main method.
will this non-static variable execute all of these, or will these non-static methods execute if I try to execute this program now?
No,
Will
main
any of
method,
this
sir.
execute? No, na, because there is no
No, sir.
main method. Yes, so first of all, what should I do? I'll add a main
One.
method, guys. Okay,
okay.
public static void main string array of
String of
arguments. Yes. Now, what should I do inside the main method?
method call statement, sir.
Method call statement.
And also that new and
Now, guys, we have seen that if I am trying to call a static variable directly by its name, it will be called. Yes, it will be called. If I try to call a static method, will it be called by directly by its name from the main method? Yes. Yes, guys. What I'm trying to tell is that to call all of these non-static members, what is needed is object reference is needed. Okay. Now, where is the object reference if I have not yet created the object? Yes. What do you understand by object reference, guys? In the heap area, whenever I'm creating an object, a block is getting created. For that, one reference is given, right? This reference is only known as what? Object reference. So when will I get this object reference, guys? If I create an object, then only I'll get the object reference, right? Yes, guys. Are you all understanding what I'm trying to tell? Yes, guys. Hello.
yes, sir.
Are you all understanding? So first of all,
Yes, sir.
to load all of these non-static members,
As there is
also I
no
should
main
create
method,
an
so we
object.
will add the main
And
method.
if I don't create an object, I won't be able to access these non-static members. Is that clear? Because where will all of this get loaded? This will get loaded inside this object only, this book type object only, right? If I create an object of book, then only the constructor will load all of these non-static members into this book type object. Yes, guys. Now, if I have not created an object, how will all of this get loaded? Now, everything is empty inside the heap area. The book type object is empty because I have not yet created the object of book type. Okay. So now what is there? Now, if you consider the memory diagram, okay. In this, am I having any static member, guys? In this program, am I having any static member? Yes. In this program, am I having any static member?
No, sir.
Hey, I have my main method, guys. Only the main method is there, which is a static
Yes,
member.
yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Other than the main method, do I have anything? No,
No,
I
sir.
don't have
No,
anything.
sir.
Okay, guys. So now, first of all, I'll tell that what will happen if you create an object. How are you going to create an object? First of all, tell me the statement, object creation statement.
New
New
class name, sir.
class name. So
New
what is the class
and
name? Book.
Book.
book
Okay.
parenthesis.
Yes.
Book, sir.
So new of book I have
Book.
given. After this,
Open and close.
parenthesis should be there. So
And
what
semicolon.
is this? This new is a keyword. And what is this book? This is the constructor. So this is my object creation statement. Because of this, what will happen is that a book type object will be created. Where will it be created?
Heap area,
It
sir.
will be created inside the heap area. Yes. So the book type object got created with what? It will be created with a object reference. So 0x1 I have given, guys. Okay. Just assume that the reference that I have given is 0x1. Now, what are the things that will get loaded inside this? Because of this new, a block will be created and with one reference. Now, this constructor is being called in this statement, right? Over here only, this constructor is getting called. Book type constructor is getting called. So, what is the work of this constructor? The work of this constructor is to
Load
load
all the
all
non
these non-static members, whatever non-static thing I have in my class now, whatever non-static thing I have, what are these are the non-static members. All of these will get loaded, and who is responsible for loading all of these? The book class constructor is responsible for loading. Okay, so now how will it get loaded? Yes guys, how will it get loaded? Same as we saw inside the class static area, we saw, right? How were they getting loaded? First, these variables were getting loaded. All the static variables got loaded in the class static area. How we were seeing the example of static members. Similarly, the same procedure will happen with the non-static members, but only the position has changed. So now where will they get loaded? In the heap area inside the object created. That's all guys, okay? So can you relate and tell what will happen? This book name variable will get loaded. How will it get loaded? Yes guys, this book name will get loaded with what? By its what value?
reference.
This book name, this is a variable, okay? This is a variable.
All the
Book
non-static
name is a
method.
variable. So, in the beginning, this is a non-static initializer only, right? This is a single line non-static initializer only. Yes,
Sir.
guys. As
Default value, sir.
yes, exactly. Just apply the same logic what we saw for the static members, how they were getting loaded in the class static area.
Okay, sir.
Similarly, the book name, that variable will get loaded with what? With its default value, that
value,
is
null.
null. Now, what next? After book name, there is author. So for author is
Null.
also null only because the data type of author is
String.
also string. Now, cost, for cost, what is the default value?
0, sir.
0 because it is integer.
Integer.
Now there is some ISBN number, ISBN. So what will be that? That is
0.
also integer. So for that also 0 will be loaded. Now what next? All the non-static members will get loaded where? In the heap area. So now what next? Now I don't have any other non-static variable. Now anything else? I have non-static methods. So how will these non-static methods get loaded?
Sir, first JVM.
Yes.
I think JVM is responsible for.
Yeah,
That,
first
sir.
JVM is responsible for calling that and all. Yeah, I know that. Okay. JVM will call. I'm not telling you the entire thing. Okay, I'll do that once I complete the non-static part. I'm only telling you what is happening in the heap area. After that, I'll combine everything and I'll tell from the starting. Okay. Yes. So now it got loaded by its default value. Now the methods are also there. So now how were the static methods getting loaded in the class static area? A table was being created. Yes, do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Same guys, same way. A table, this is inside the heap area only, guys. There is no space, that's why I'm showing it here. A table will be created with 2 columns. That is method signature and
Method
reference.
signature.
Yes. So what is the method
And
signature?
reference.
Yes. So the first method is toRead. So toRead method will get loaded with what? With some reference, random reference. Let us consider 0x2.
0.
And one more is toWrite. ToWrite method will also get loaded. That is 0x3.
0x3.
Okay. Now, will this main method get loaded in this heap area? Main method is
Static,
static.
sir.
Right?
Static,
it is static.
sir.
So where will all the static members get loaded?
Static area, sir.
In the static
Static
area. Yes, guys. Okay, don't mix up. Yes. So all the non-static
The
part will
non-static.
be loaded in the heap area, and all the static parts
Heap
will be
area.
loaded in the static area. Okay.
Static area.
Yes, guys. Okay. So now, how are we creating an object like this? We have created an object. Now everything got loaded. Just for the time being, you consider that everything, all the non-static members that I had in my program got loaded where? Everything got loaded over here. Yes. in the heap area. Okay, in the heap area,
Heap area.
everything got loaded inside the object created. So all of this was done by whom? Yes, it was
Constructor,
done by
sir.
the constructor. Constructor is
Constructor.
responsible for loading all the non-static members.
So
Now,
why is this
once the
breaking, sir?
constructor's work is done, now guys. Now, once the constructor's work is done, what next? What is the last work in the object creation statement is left? I'll tell that. Okay, focus, concentrate, guys. Now, this reference is there, now. The 0x1. This is the reference for the object that we created. So this reference will be returned once everything is loaded into the object. This particular reference will be loaded, and this is done by whom? This is done by the new keyword. The new keyword is responsible for returning the reference. Okay, this is the reference, object reference. That is 0x1. After the object got created and because of the constructor everything got loaded, the last work over here is this reference will be returned. By whom? This is returned by the new keyword. So if some value is being returned, am I storing it over here? Yes. Have I created any variable or anything? Do I have any variable or container to store that reference that is
No,
being
sir.
returned? No,
No, sir.
right? So for that, I will be creating a variable. Now you guys tell me what type of variable I should create. Which type of object am I creating, guys? The type of the object, yes. What is
Non-primitive.
this? Yeah, object is
Con-
obviously non-primitive, okay? But now, which object did you create now?
So voice is
Over here in
breaking,
this
sir.
line? Yes. Yes, guys. What
The
happened?
voice is breaking, sir. Please.
My voice is breaking. Just a second, guys, and check.
No, sir, it's clear.
Sir, fan voice, sir.
No, sir. Voice is clear.
I think it's fan voice.
Yeah, it was the fan only. Yes.
Now, actually, your voice is clear only, sir.
The fan with that.
So now, guys, in this line, I create because of this new keyword, I created a block of memory in the heap area. That is for creating object of what type? I created an object of book type. Yes, I can tell
Book
that
type.
I created an object of book type. I can tell it like that. Okay. So if I am creating an object of book type, now this object got created and there is a reference. So now after this because of this constructor, each and every non-static member got loaded into the object, and the last work that is remaining over here is that this object reference will be returned. This is returned by the new keyword, guys. Okay, the new keyword is only responsible for this. So this object reference is returned. So now for storing that object reference, I should create a variable, guys. Okay, so I should create a container. Now already we have seen, so based on the type of value that we want to store, based on that only we are creating a variable, right? So if I want to store an integer type value, for that I will create an integer type container or a variable so that I can store an integer type value. That's all. Yes. So over here, if I have created an object of book type and the reference that I am getting is also of book type only, right? Yes, guys.
String,
Yes,
sir.
So if I'm creating an object of book type, the reference can also be referred as it is also of book type. It is some value that is of book type. Okay, I can tell it like that. So to store a book type value, what do I need? I need a variable which should be able to store a book type value. Now, how do I create that? Now, this is where my class name, that is the non-primitive data type, comes into play. Okay. Yes. Now, do you understand why am I telling? Now, this if I'm telling that every class name is a non-primitive data type, so with the help of this non-primitive data type, I can create a non-primitive variable to store a non-primitive value.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Obviously, guys. So
Yes.
I'll write it like this. So the data type that I have mentioned over here is book, and the reference variable that I'll take, it can be anything. I'll take B. Yes. So what is the data type over here?
Non-primitive.
This is a non-primitive data type, and this is the variable name. Okay.
Hmm.
Yes, guys, are you all getting my point? What I'm trying to tell? So because of this new keyword, this reference is being returned at the last after the creation of object and everything. So that reference needs to be stored, because how are you going to access? Have you thought how are you going to access all of these non-static members? Yes, this reference is needed. This reference, what is there inside this variable now? The object reference that is being returned, that is 0x1, right? 0x1 is being returned. Now what is there inside this b? 0x1 is there. Now what will I do with the help of this reference, guys? Yes, it will help me in locating the non-static variables where the non-static part of my program got loaded. So now I have a address that, okay, so I created a book type object. In that, it got created in a heap area because of the constructor, book class constructor. All the non-static members got loaded and I have the reference. So if I want to access these non-static members that got loaded in this object, how am I going to access? With the help of this particular object reference that I have stored in this variable, that is by the name b. So now how am I going to access? Yes, guys, how do you access? Now if I want to call that variable, or this method, if I want to call this write method, how should I call? I'll call it like this: b dot, what is the name of that method?
To
To
write.
write. Yes,
Right.
now this is the method call statement. So with the help of this method call statement like this is the object reference. With the help of this, I am calling what method? To write method. Where is this to write method loaded? Yes, guys. So because of this reference, it is directly pointing me over here that yes, the to write method is over here and the reference of to write method is also written over here. So directly go and execute it from there. So this is the object reference which is helping me in locating. Okay. This is helping me in locating, guys. Okay. Where all of these non-static parts are getting loaded. Guys, are you all getting my point?
Yes, sir. Book B.
I know you might be having doubts. Okay, so for that we'll see one example now, guys. Okay,
So
don't
on the
worry.
left side, the book is written, sir. Uh,
Uh,
so the entire put in that object, sir, everything is stored. Books. Why we write the book, sir, on the left side?
on the left side, this one.
Yes, sir.
So I told you now that my right side is responsible for what? My right side, I told you, right? This is the object creation statement. This right side part, this new of book, this is what? This is the object creation statement, guys. Okay, in over here, what I am doing, I'm creating the object with the help of this
Object.
new keyword. And if I'm calling the constructor, what is happening is that the non-static members
Loading
are getting loaded into the object.
heap
Now
area.
because of this new keyword, so a block is created. So if a block is being created, it will obviously have a reference, right? That reference is 0x1. I'm assuming that it is 0x1. The book type object that I created, for that the reference is 0x1. Okay, now after everything got loaded and everything is done, now the last work that needs to be done by the new keyword is what? That it should return the reference. So over here, my right side is responsible for returning the reference also. It is holding the value of the reference. Okay. It is holding what? After the creation of the object, it is this right side part is holding the object reference. So now consider this as a value, guys. Okay. Yes. This is what type of value? This is a non-primitive type of value. When we were discussing objects, don't you remember that we were discussing what are the types of values? So we discussed primitive values and non-primitive values. In non-primitive values, we saw string and object reference. Yes, do you
Yes,
remember?
sir.
So this is the object reference. So once after the object is being created, this object reference is being returned. Why do I need this object reference? To have a count, to have a idea that where and all these members are got loaded, and from with the help of this reference I'll be able to call those members. That's all. So actually this is a non-primitive value, so I am storing this non-primitive value So to store this non-primitive value, I should create a non-primitive variable of what type, because my right side is of book type. So in my left side also, I have created the variable of book type only. That's all, guys. Okay. So the type of the value and the type of the variable is just matching. That's all. Okay.
If we are
Now how
taking
to
the
create?
construct, if we are taking the constructor as a pen, so then we can create it as pen p.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, so if I am creating an object of pen type over here, I cannot create. For that, again, I must have a class, right, of pen type. So if I have a class of, okay, I'll take the example in Notepad, guys. Okay. See,
So the
now if I,
keyword is responsible for the return of reference.
yes, the new keyword is only responsible for returning of the reference. Okay,
Reference.
that is the last work that needs to be done by the new keyword. Okay, so the initiation part, like the starting part, is also done. The first step, that is the object creation. It is this new keyword is responsible for creating that object, and this block is being created with a reference. And after that, this constructor is being called. Now the work of the constructor starts. Now once the constructor has loaded everything, all the non-static parts, then what will it tell? That okay, my work is done. Now what next? Now once after the all the non-static members are loaded into the object reference that was given now, that reference needs to be returned. So it is returned by the new keyword. So that's why the value is there on the right. Now if a value is there, I should store it. Okay, because so that I can use that value with the help of that reference, I'll call all the non-static members. Okay, so that it is helpful for me to call all the non-static members that I have. All these non-static members got loaded where? In the object. So to call these non-static members from the object, I need the object reference. That is the main use. Yes. Okay. Now guys, are you all having any doubts?
No, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, so now over here I'll take two examples. Okay, I'll take just two variables, two states I'll take. So if I want to create a pen type object, for what is the first thing that I need? I need a blueprint of pen. Okay, because first of all I should have an idea, right? So because of, if I am creating a class of pen, then only I'll be able to create a non-primitive data type of pen type. That is why it is needed. Okay, because every class name is a non-primitive data type, so that I can create a non-primitive data type to store the object reference of pen type. So I'll create a plain pen class. Okay, yes. Now I'll create a variable that is string of color of the pen. That is, I'll take red. Now I'll take the cost of the pen. That is, int of cost is equals to 20. Okay. Then just a second, guys. Okay, give me a minute. Just a second. Starting again. Okay. Second. Yes, guys. Don't worry. If you have doubts, I'll do it once again from the beginning. Okay. So just confusing. Yes.
So this
Yes.
is
Yes.
one
Yes.
liner statement and holds a lot of meanings.
Uh-huh.
So this is one liner statement but holds a lot of meanings, sir.
Yeah, it holds a lot of value, guys. Okay, so like in simple words, I'll tell you at last. Okay, once again I'll tell you at last in simple words what actually it is and why do I need a object reference. Okay, I'll tell you the basic funda, that's all. Okay, first of all, for creating a pen type object, I'm just giving some states and behaviors, guys. Okay, so how do I give states? I have created some non-static variables. These are the states of that pen. Now I'll create some variable behaviors also. Okay, public, it is a non-static method, so public void of what is the work of a pen? To write.
Right.
Yes, so this is the work of the write method. Inside this I'll just add a print statement dot print ln. Yes, now inside this writing, this is a behavior that my pen is used to write. My pen will is obviously used to write only, right? So I have given this method which is used to write. Now I'll add one more method, that is, yes, any other method, guys? Tell. Huh? Give some name, guys. Any other
Draw,
method
sir.
that
Draw, sir.
what? To draw.
Drawing.
Okay.
Same thing, sir.
To draw.
Anything,
Fighting.
sir.
What?
Fighting,
Pen
sir.
fighting.
Oh, pen fighting. Yes, yes. Okay,
Quick
drawing.
change, sir.
So, okay, fine, guys. Enough. We have two non-static variables that are our states of the object of pen type, and we have two behaviors that are two non-static methods. Okay, that is used to describe about the behavior of the pen. So the pen is used to write and it is used to draw. That's all. Inside this, I have just added a print statement. Okay, yes, but still, with the help of this, at least we'll get one idea, right? So develop that idea, guys. Okay, now any of this will execute if I don't add my main method?
No,
No,
sir.
right?
No, sir.
Because and like in my program, will any of this get loaded now?
No, sir.
No, right? Because I have
No,
not
sir.
yet created the object only. So how will it get loaded? Yes. So for that, I'll create
Objects.
the main method. So, public, I did so much main. Public static void main of string array arguments. And then inside this again I'll have. Now what should I do inside this? I should create an object of
Object.
pen type. Now once I create an object of pen type, what will happen? Yes, in the memory diagram, guys.
In
A
heap
block.
area, there will be we will create
Only in the
a
heap area.
block
We'll discuss only in the heap area, guys.
heap
Okay, what will
area.
happen? Yes.
A block will be
Pen
created, sir.
object will be
Created.
created.
Because of the new keyword, new of pen, because of this new of pen, what will happen?
Block, sir.
A block is created,
Create.
object is created of pen type and with one reference. Okay.
Reference.
Now
Yes,
it is calling what? The pen class constructor. Okay, it is calling the pen class constructor. So it is the name is same as the class name. Yes. So if I call the constructor of pen class, then what will my constructor do? Is that it will load all the non-static members that I have in my program. So now how will it get loaded? I have two variables, non-static variables. So how will they get loaded? Color will get loaded first with what? With its default value,
default
that
value.
is
Default.
null. Okay. Now what next?
Cost, huh?
Cost.
Cost. The cost will also get loaded by 0. Okay. Now what next? The object is created, all of this got loaded. Now once it gets loaded, after this only, the whatever value that I have assigned now. Oh, sorry, just a second. One more, some more things are there to load. Okay, just a second. Yeah. So two more methods are also there, right? That is to write method and to draw method. So how will they get loaded? For those, a table
will
will
be
be
created.
created. Yes. This is
Method
the method
signature.
signature and reference. So
Reference.
to write method will get loaded. Okay. To write method will get loaded. How?
0x2
0x2 and
Uh,
to draw.
draw. To draw.
to draw method is also
Zero
there,
x
that is
three.
0x3. So guys, from where am I getting these references? First, these methods will be loaded where? All the methods will be loaded where? All the methods and all the
No.
multi-line initializers will get loaded somewhere. Yes, I told you.
area.
So it will be loaded in the.
Static, sir.
So static, that is
Method area.
but that is only for this
Mid
multi-line
area, sir.
static initializer.
So in the class static area, only the static members will be there.
Yeah, only
Yes,
static will
but
be
Method
there.
area,
Harsha
sir.
gave the answer, I guess. Yes,
Yes,
Harsha.
sir. Yes,
Yes,
Method
sir.
yes.
area.
You didn't listen my answer, sir.
So
I
method.
heard it. I heard it.
Method area.
Yes,
Method area, sir.
yes, yes. Yes, so all the methods and all the multi-line initializers will get loaded in the beginning only where? In the method
Method
area.
area.
Yeah, after that, what operation is happening because of the object creation that I'm telling, where will it get loaded? So, like how for the static members, we had the class static area that was acting like a organizer, I said, right? It will have the
Yes.
reference and the value for everything. So if you want
Same.
any static member, it should go to the class static area and take the reference and execute. Same in the for the
This is
non-static
for
members, I
non-static
have a
area.
yes, this is for non-static area.
The
Okay, this
process
is
is same
this
as in
heap area.
CSA.
Yes, each and every procedure is same, guys. Okay, so now all of this got loaded. Now because of the constructor also only these values will also get assigned, guys.
Sir,
Okay, so
your
the
voice
default
breaking, sir.
Red and 20.
uh, so red and 20 will
Red
get assigned.
20.
Now I can tell the work of this constructor is done, guys. Okay, I can tell the
Done.
work of the constructor is done. Now what next
Sir,
should be done?
So
What
Nirja is
happened,
saying
Nirja?
something.
your voice breaking, sir.
What should I do?
Rejoin it. Again rejoin it, sir. No. Disable rejoin it. It will come okay.
Guys, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay.
Properly audible.
Now, once all the work of the constructor is done, what is the work remaining now? Last work that is
Re-
remaining.
Returning reference value.
Yes, the object reference will be returned. This is returned because of whom?
Keyword,
Because
new
of the new
keyword.
keyword. This new keyword is responsible for returning the object reference. So now if the object reference is returned in the right hand side, now the object reference is there. But am I storing it? No, I'm not storing it. So to store it, what should I create? So this as
Variable.
because my object reference is of what type? It is of pen type. Because I
Pen
created
type.
object of book type, so I can tell this object reference is also of pen type. Okay. So now to store this pen type value, what should I create? I should create a variable of pen type. Okay.
Yes.
Pen P1.
Pen P.
Okay. Yes, I can take anything. So now inside this P1, what is stored? This 0x1
Pen's
is stored
value.
inside this P1. Yes.
Variable.
Now inside my main method, guys, I have created this object and everything. Okay. Consider that this object I have created inside my main method. Now, how am I going to call those non-static variables? So the variables or the all the non-static members that are loaded over here, now I can access them only with the help of this object reference, because that is the characteristic of of the non-static members, guys. Okay, this is the characteristic of the non-static members. That how am I going to access those non-static members? With the help of object reference. Where is that object reference stored? The object reference is stored inside this reference variable, that is p1. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I want to print the cost, what should I do? SOPLN? Yes. If I want to
P1
print
dot
the cost, what should I do? Can I write directly cost? Will it be possible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
No.
this is a
No.
non-static member, guys. Okay, so the rule
Yes.
says that if we want to access any non-static variable, what is needed? Object reference is needed. Now, where is your object reference stored? It is stored
P1.
inside this variable,
P1.
that is P1.
Variable.
So
P1 dot
P1
P1
dot
dot cost.
Color. Acha, cost.
cost or color. Yes, anything. Yes, now if you want to call this to write method, how should you call?
That is multi-line.
You want to call the to write method, so that method will also be called like this only, p1
dot
dot
P1 dot to write.
to write. Then what will happen? The control will be transferred from the main method to the to write method. The to write method will start executing. Then once the execution of the to write method is done, again my main method will start executing. That's all. Same procedure. Only how we are accessing it and where it is getting stored. This is new what we studied. Okay. You all know how to call method call statement. You all know how to print. You all know. But the only thing that changed over here is that for the non-static members, we need the object reference. Why is it needed? Because all the non-static members are getting loaded into the object only. So if I don't use the object reference, how will you be able to reach the address of this, guys? Yes. Yes, this, so consider it as a address where all of this is stored. So how to reach anyone's home, any of your relatives home, you need a address of their house. Similarly, to reach or to call these things, these color, cost, or the to write method or the to draw method, what is needed? The address is needed where it is stored. Okay. Yes, guys. Is it clear a bit now? Yes. Is it clear? Guys, if you all are having doubts, I'm ready to explain it again, guys. Yes, tell.
It's clear, sir.
Yes.
So to assess the
So for
non-static method or variable, sir, we use only the p1 dot color and p1 dot to write. That means this is the new thing now, sir.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat, Shashi?
So I was saying that to assess the non-static method or non-static methods, sir,
Yes.
and non-static initializer, sir, we learn to write p1 dot color or p1 dot method, sir. That
Yes.
means use
To access any non-static member, object reference is needed. And how will you get an object reference? After creating an object. Now over here, I have created the object. Everything got loaded. Now, but just by writing it like this, will I be able to call those members? I have not stored the object reference only, right? Will I be able to call it?
I'm sorry. We have to store it, sir. Then we can able to call it.
Yes. Okay. So we should first store it. Now, pen type value, that object reference is also of pen type. So to store a pen type value, what do I need? I need a pen type
Pen type, sir.
variable. Yes, I need a pen
Variable.
type variable. So pen p1 I have taken. And one more thing, guys, you can create n number of objects. Okay, for this same class of pen type, I can create n number of objects. So now because of this class, can you create hundreds of pen type objects? Yes. For all of those pens, the same values will be loaded, right? This red, it will be red only, it will be 20 only, the behavior and everything will be same. Because in the same class only we are creating more objects. So I can create, I'll tell you that also, okay? Don't worry, don't worry.
So suppose
Now
that
I
if we
created-
write, sir, a small letter of P, sir,
Huh?
what will happen? So we
Small
have to
letter
write
of
the same pen as we write in left and both on the right and right side and left side, na sir.
So yes, this is your data type. So now think of that. Like, can you change how you write int to create an integer type variable? Can you change the data type? Can you write it in capital? Won't it throw you compile time error? Yes. What I'm trying
Yes,
to
sir.
tell is that if you are creating over here, I'll show. See, you are creating an int type variable int of a. Instead of this, can you write it like this T capital?
No, sir,
Yes.
we cannot write that.
No,
No, sir.
right? Because this is a data type, right?
Data type, yes, okay, sir.
Yes, because this is a data type. Now, over here also the same case is there. So now I told you that every class name is what is a non-primitive data type. So I have created the non-primitive data type by this same name. So don't you think that the data type name I should give the same only? Yes, it will be same only now, guys. So over here, if you are
Same
giving
only, sir.
something like this, small p e capital N, if you give it like this, then also it won't give you any error. But what you should do is that you should change the data type also over here and the constructor name also, because it will be always same as the class name. Okay. Yes, getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Whatever class name you have given, that is only the name of your constructor, and that is only a non-primitive data type. So to create any non-primitive variable, you should use that particular non-primitive data type only. Okay. Yes. So now I want to print p1
Hello.
dot. Yes, tell.
Sir, when the values will be assigned for variables which are in object.
Yes, so that is also being done by the constructor only. Once first the constructor will load. Okay, don't worry, I didn't tell you that yesterday. Okay, yesterday I just told you that what is the constructor doing. So it is loading, I said yesterday. But actually the constructor has to do three work. Till now we have discussed only two works. Okay, I'll tell it when we are starting with only constructor. Okay, so right now you just remember the new keyword is creating the block with a reference. Now it is calling the constructor. Now the constructor's first work is what? The first work of this constructor, it will load
Loaded
Non-primitive. No.
all
load the
the
Non-static.
non-static
member of the
members
class.
Non-static.
into the object. It loaded all the non-static members into the object, and then the second work of the constructor is that it will execute all the non-static initializers. So it will execute all the non-static initializers. Till now, over
Your voice
here,
is
am I
breaking,
having?
sir.
Yes, my voice is breaking.
Yes, repeat the 1 and 2 again, sir.
Yes. So the first work of the constructor is that it will load all the non-static members that is present in that class. And the second work is that it will execute all the non-static initializers. Now, what are the non-static initializers present in my program? The string color is equals to red and int cost is equals to 20. These are the only two single line non-static initializers present in my program. Yes or no?
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
Yes. So the second work of the constructor is that it will execute the non-static initializers. So that's how the value is getting updated. Okay, the assigned value is being replaced. Yes. Earlier, like how in the class static area for the static members, it was getting assigned by its default value. But after that, once the static initializer start its execution, the values were getting initialized, right? Similarly, over here, once the object is got created, the constructor loaded all the non-static members with its default value. Then the second task is that the non-static initializers will start executing from top to bottom order. So when they executed, the value got initialized. That's all. Okay. No new thing. Okay, guys. Yes. Yes, guys. Any. Why are you becoming so silent?
So suppose that we write, sir, pen, again we write, sir, below pen is P2 is equal to new pen parenthesis. Then what will happen, sir?
What will happen? One more object will be created. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Same. Okay, so over here I have taken the reference as P1. So yeah. Now I'll show you one thing. Just a second, guys. Okay. After that, I'll take other examples also. So this is my class pen dot Java. That is weekday 7 to 9. Pen dot Java is there. So yes, guys, my program is executing successfully. Now we'll see. Yes, guys. So over here, I created the object, everything, all the non-static members got loaded, and with the help of that reference, I'm able to call that red. Yes. Now, to call the other members, what same thing, same, right? Like, if I want to call anything, I should call it with the help of the object reference. So the cost will also be
Cost.
printed. Now, if I want to call those
Yes, sir.
methods, yeah, P1 dot
P1 dot to write.
to
P1
draw
dot
to
to
right. Yes.
P1
After this,
dot to
P1 dot to draw.
draw.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Now my method call statements are also there. Now if it is compiled and successful. Now yes, everything is executing. All the non-static members are getting called. I'm able to access. I'm accessing all the non-static members with the help of the object reference. That is the only use of this object, guys. Okay. That's how Java becomes object-oriented programming language, because the use of these objects, because of these non-static members only. Okay. Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, guys. If you create now, you can. I told you,
Sir,
right?
if,
You can create n number of objects. So over here, I can create pen 2 of what should I do? Same new of pen. So if I write this statement, what will happen? Again, one more block will be created. Yes, inside the heap area only. Again, one more block will be created. All the variables will get because of the new keyword. Again, one more variable block got created. Now inside this, what will be there? Because of this constructor, same pen of P2 is equals to new of pen, right? So because of this statement, again one block got created with one reference. Now because of this constructor, what will happen? Again, all the non-static members will get loaded. Same procedure, guys. Okay. Again, it will get loaded by its default value, color red, cost 0, and the methods will also be loaded in the same way. To write and everything 0x2
so
0.
either we write P1 dot to write or P2 dot to write, both will represent the same output, na, sir.
Yeah, it will give the same output only. Why? Because in the same program only I have the all those non-static members, right? So it will load every time I create an object, all the non-static members will get loaded. Okay. Over
Okay,
here,
sir. Okay, sir.
if I remove these values also, then I'll be able to do one thing. Okay, I'll show you. Just a second. Till now, guys, any doubts? Yes. So now P2 dot. Okay, just copy all of this from here. Now I'll change it to P2. Are we going to get any change, guys?
No, sir.
Yes.
No any change.
No change, right? So I've saved it.
Both
Now I've
will
changed
give
the
the same
object
output,
reference. So we'll get the same output, but twice. That's all. Yes, I'm
Sir,
getting the output.
sir,
Yes.
if we get the
Yes.
output using the one constructor? Why we need two constructors, sir?
Why we need two constructors? So over here, what is happening is that I have hard coded the values. So I have given the values in the beginning only. So over here, I'll show you what else I can do. Okay, now this is one way of assigning values. Now there's one more way. Okay, so now what can I do? I can, for the pen one object, I can give different values. See, p1 dot, want to give the color of the pen one as,
Right, sir.
I'll give blue. Okay. Now for p1 dot cost, I will give 200. But for the second pen, I'll change the values, guys. Okay. This I'll make it as black, and this I will make it as 2 rupees. Okay. Yes. Now we'll see. Now we'll check with the values. See, compiled and successful. Now am I getting different values? See.
Two value, different values.
Yes, guys. So now do you understand what happened over here? What happened? So because so my constructor is responsible for loading all the non-static members. So what happened is that because of this new P1, this P1 object, all the non-static members got loaded. Okay, all the non-static members got loaded. But what happened over here is that the over here, when I created at that time, I have not created any non-static initializer, right? Over here, I don't have non-static initializers. Yes. So the non-static, this is not considered as a non-static initializer. It is not getting initialized in the starting. So when all of this is getting executed, once the object creation is done, the object reference is being returned. Now with the help of that object reference, what I am doing, now it got stored like this only. This color and cost got stored like this only. Now when I do it like this, p1 dot color is equals to blue, then what will happen? What is there inside P1? This reference is there. 0x1 is there. So it is seeing that with the help of this 0x1, this address, with the help of this reference, it is going and checking what do I have any color variable within in this address. So yes, am I having any color variable? I have a
Yes.
color variable. So what it is going and doing, it is just initializing that value inside that color variable. So now what is happening? The value is changing. But now if I write it like this, p2 dot color is equals to red. Now what will happen? What is there inside p2? P2 is what? P2 is my
Yes.
second object, right?
Yes.
So what is there inside the p2? What is there inside p2, guys? Inside p2, what is there?
0x2, sir.
There. No, not 0x2. This 0x4, this one,
Yeah,
the
that one, sir.
second object that I created. Yes,
Yes, sir.
this is the second object. So now for the second object, with the help of p2, that is 0x4, I'm telling that in 0x4 there is some variable by the name color. So go and initialize it by the value red.
Red.
So what is it doing? It is going for this
Yes.
address, that is 0x4. Okay, inside 0x4 it is again checking, is it having any color variable? So yes, it is having. It is going and directly initializing it by the assigned value. What is that? That is red. So now am I able to assign different values for different object?
Yes.
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 Yes, guys.
Yes, sir. No one is answering.
Understood, guys? Yes, understood.
Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Guys, just a second, okay? Just a second. I look for the charger, guys. It's in power saving mode. So the what you are asking over here is that can you give the class name only here? No, because already we have used that class name and that is only acting as a data type. So we cannot write it like this. Okay, we can write it in lowercase. Okay, then it won't be an issue. I can give anything, pen or anything. Okay, guys. Yes. Yes, guys.
Can
Any
you
doubt?
explain the why we say object-oriented programming?
What can you repeat?
You have the
Why do we say object-oriented programming?
sir. In this case, sir, we have developed two types of pen, sir. One pen has blue color and cost 200.
Ah,
Another pen is black and cost rupees 2.
ah.
So in this way, sir, we can uh, write two different pen in the same class, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't get your doubt. Can you repeat?
The doubt I was trying to say that, sir, we can generate as many pen in the same
Yeah,
class,
yeah.
sir.
Huh. Yes, we can create n number of objects, guys. Okay. Now, because of this blueprint that I've created of pen type, now because of this, inside this class, I can create n number of pen objects, and not only in this class, I can create those objects anywhere. In any other program also, I can create. Okay, I can create those objects in some other class also.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can we use here
Why
scanner
do we say
What?
why do we say object-oriented programming?
Why do we say it is object-oriented programming language? Because now, from now on, once we are done with the non-static things, we will be we will be learning most of the things that are being done in the non-static field only. So, for doing or learning or executing or accessing anything in the non-static area, what is the must thing that we need? That is object. So because once we create object, inside that only the non-static parts will get loaded. Okay. So if you want to use those non-static members, then for that the object reference is needed. So everything becomes object oriented. Like our orientation is bending towards object. That's why it is known as object oriented programming language. Now one more thing, guys. From this point, we cannot tell that our Java is 100% object oriented. Why? This is a very important interview question, guys. Okay, why can't we tell that our Java is 100% object oriented?
Because it is a static number also, sir.
Because it is having primitive data types, guys. Okay, because we are using primitive values also. That's why if because if the primitive data types or the primitive values were not there in our Java, then we could have said that yes, Java is 100% object oriented. But the thing is that we cannot tell that our Java is 100% object oriented. So guys, make a note of this point. Okay, it is a very important intervention. Okay, so why cannot we tell that it is 100% object oriented? Because it is having primitive values and there are primitive data types. We are using primitive values and primitive data types not to deal with primitive literals. So that's why we cannot tell that it is 100% object oriented.
Sir, we are writing. Sir, we are
What we
writing that question.
okay, that question, yes.
Yeah. Slowly बताइए please. Because it is having
Because it is having primitive data types and primitive values. Like with the help of primitive data types only we are creating primitive variables to store primitive values, right? So the main reason is primitive data types, we can tell. Okay. Yes. Why is Java not called 100% object oriented programming language? For that the answer is because it has primitive data types. Okay, remember this. Guys, your mics. Sir, can we use scanner class? We have used scanner class, right? Yes, we can use scanner class over here also, guys. Yes, obviously. So if you want to give any values to these, you can use scanner class. Yes, do you want to implement one program like that using scanner class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, the steps for using scanner class: first step, import
java.util
util
.scanner
scanner. Okay.
semicolon.
What's
In main method
inside the main method?
scanner yes is equal
of scanner.
scanner.
Now, guys, can anyone explain me this statement? Yes. Now we have seen object creation and what is all of this? What am I storing in the left side? Yes. What is there in the right side part, guys? New. I'm creating object of scanner type. Yes. I've created object of scanner type. Now what next? The object reference is also being returned by the new keyword, right?
Yes, sir.
So that object reference of scanner class, I'm storing it inside this SC, this reference variable, which is used to store an object of any value of scanner type. So I told you in the beginning only, right, that there is a predefined class by the name scanner class. So this scanner is also a non-primitive data type. So with the help of this non-primitive data type, I have created a non-primitive variable. Yes, yes, Rizwan, you were asking something?
No, sir, I was about to answer.
You were about to answer.
Yeah,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Everything.
Huh?
Rizwan knows everything.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, yes. Okay. So now, guys, what you want? Where should I use the scanner class?
So input the string
I'll ask the color, guys. Okay. Enter the color of first pen. Yes. The
Sir, next
color. What?
So we have to input
next
the string, sir.
take that. Just a second. Enter the color of the second pen. Enter the. Oh. The cost. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, what input should I take? Yes, tell. For the color of the first pen, how am I going to take the input? What is the
String.
color? The type of
Yes,
the
string.
color is string.
String, sir.
So I should take a string type input.
Yes,
How will I take?
SC dot
SC
next.
dot
Next.
String.
Next or next
I
line.
want everyone to answer. Yes. SC
Sir.
dot next.
Next.
Okay.
Sir, take
Yes.
next line.
Next line. For that we have to initialize twice.
Initialize,
Okay.
sir.
Our code.
Sir, we always next.
For next, whenever you want to take multiple valued words, string words, that time go for next line, guys. No problem. Okay. But now I want the color. The color will be of one word only, right? Or you
Yes,
will take
sir.
blueberry color. You take like that. No, no. So just take a single word color, guys. That's all. Yeah. Okay. Now for the cost, SC dot.
SC dot next
It
int.
is of
Dot
integer.
next int.
Yes. Next of.
Next int.
Yes.
Yes,
Again
sir.
for this also, SC dot
We have to repeat it.
next. For the cost, SC dot next of int. Yes. Done, guys. Now I'll
Yes, sir.
execute the program and see. Java C pen. I missed the semicolon somewhere.
Semicolon.
Yes. Yes, guys. Okay. So now it is compiled and successful. Now I'll execute it and see. So it is asking me for the everything, all the object creation is happening at the back end, right? Like I am unable to see, everything is happening internally. So now it is directly asking me for the color of the first pen. So I'll take red. Okay. Now the cost of the first pen, I'll take 100. Yes. Now what happened? The first pen's details, everything got printed, right? Now this is the turn for the second pen. Yes. So now the second pen also got created. Now guys, are you understanding what happened? Yes. According to my code, understand. See what is there in the first part of the code. What am I doing? I created the object of pen type. I asked the color. I asked the cost. And I printed. It got assigned, it got initialized, and after that, what happened? I just printed the color and the cost. So it got printed, red and 100 got right. This red and 100, guys. This red and 100. From here, I got the values. Now, similarly, for the second pen again, I'll take black as the color, and the cost of the pen as 30. Now, yes, am I getting the output of the second pen?
Yes, sir.
Now, is my program complete?
Yes, sir.
Done. So now just a second, guys. So it is asking for me for the color. Now, if I enter, the color is wants a string type value, right? Now, if I give any integer type value over here, I'll see what happens. Yes. Anything happening? No, right? It is taking.
Yes, sir.
Yes. But if I give any string type value for the cost, what is happening?
Yeah. It is showing some error, sir.
It is showing some error. Okay. So guys, try to pass the exact type of value that you have declared. Okay.
Integer in the case int is defined.
Yeah, in the case of integer, it got stored as a string only. Okay, it got stored as a string and it got displayed also. But when it is taking, it is asking a integer type value. At that time, when I'm passing a string, then it is unable to store. Yes. Okay. Then it is telling that input mismatch exception is coming, guys. Okay. And this is not the error, guys. Okay. Focus. See. Anywhere error is not written. What is it telling? It is telling that exception. Yes, mismatch. Can you notice? earlier for everything we get errors, but in this we didn't get any error. We are getting exception. Okay, don't worry. I'll tell you when time comes. We'll see what are exceptions also. Okay. Yes, guys. Now, do you guys have any doubts?
No, sir.
Object creation. What is the use of object creation? Why am I creating? For accessing all the non-static members, I need a object reference, guys. Okay. सर कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा.
code
अब बोलिए telling sir
program.
कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा.
So can you please share the program?
Here is also telling some bounds. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll show it again. Yes, guys. So this is the program.
Sir,
Yes.
question is not about very easy question. Is something like that, sir. So the same thing we can do without generating the objects, sir, like in the previous cases. Then the same thing can also be done without generating the object also.
Yes. So
sir,
so you are telling that you won't be using non-static members only in the programs.
yes, I'm saying that. So actually, sir, this way of using this way of applying the knowledge of using those methods will make a broader application, sir.
Or you are showing on some starting of the program task.
You want the class name also?
Everything is including program task.
Okay. Right means right. So Sudhir, you were telling something. So the thing is that yes, guys, we were able to do the static with the help of static part also. All of this was we were able to do it with the help of static part also. But we are here to learn this entire subject, or at least whatever is necessary, right, guys? So if we are learning all types of variables in that local variable is there, static variable is there, and non-static variable is there. Similarly for methods also it is there. Similarly for initializers also it is there, right? Static, non-static. Methods are also static and non-static, right? Okay. So according to your question, guys, the non-static part, I know it is a bit confusing and it is very important also. Okay. So the only difference that is happening is that where these non-static members are getting loaded in my program and how are we going to call it. That's all. Now over here, if I declare any static variable, suppose static int of static string. I'll take string. I'll take the pen name, guys. Okay. Pen name I'll take. That is the pen name. That is what should be the name? Pen. Any name.
Parker.
Parker. Okay.
Parker.
Fine. Parker I've taken. Now tell me, guys. Now how to call this p name? Yes, where and all can I call it?
The main method, sir.
In the main method. Okay. Just a second. ए प्रकाश क्या लिख रहा है रे? सर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. लगता है कि कूद जाओ. Guys, कुछ भी समझ नहीं आया.
एक्चुअली मैं पूछता है ना कि आप थोड़ा सा मतलब आप कॉन्सेप्ट समझाओ, उसके बाद नोट्स लिखवा दो या फिर प्रोग्राम लिखवा दो, तो हमें कुछ तो अंदर आएगा. आप एक टॉपिक बता दो, दूसरे पे जा दो, शायद दिमाग ज्यादा वोलेटाइल है, भूल जा रहे हैं अपन पिछला। अरे अभी तक ऑब्जेक्ट में ही है भाई।
So class loading process is much easier than this object loading process.
Sir, my
not yet started the
sir,
object loading process.
sir,
Currently, we are just seeing what is the object, what is happening, where it is getting loaded, how we are calling those members which are getting loaded.
This is also not the complete loading process.
No, we have not yet
Object loading
discussed the object loading yet.
Only
Did I tell you
this
that
is the
I am
basic.
telling the object loading process?
Only this is
Yeah,
the
I am just telling that what is happening. Okay, inside my heap area, what is happening? How am I creating an object? I am telling you that. Okay, we have not yet started the object loading process, guys. Okay, I'll tell when I'm starting to tell the object loading. Before that, I will start from the class loading so that you get that entire flow from where the program is starting and where it gets the object. What is the use of these non-static members? Where are these getting loaded? How am I accessing it? That's all. Are you getting this much? How to create an object? Did you all understand how to create the object? Yes. Okay, guys. So if you have doubts, you stop me there. I'm ready to explain it again from the beginning. Okay. So first of all, guys, everyone. Okay, everyone. I want each and every one of you to respond and tell whether you have understood or not. So you understood what is the object?
yes,
Yes.
object we understand.
Yes, guys, you all understood that object is a block of memory in the heap area that is created during the runtime. Okay, you all understood this much? Yes. Now, what is that every object will have? What are the two most important parts that each and every object will have?
Good and behavior.
Okay. States and behaviors. Yes, attributes and behaviors, anything. Okay. Now, what are these states? How states represent the variable? These are the non-static variables and behaviors, non-static methods. Yes, any doubts till here? No. Yes, any doubts till here? No, sir. Guys, everyone, I want each and every one of you to answer. Any doubts till here? No. Okay. Now, what is what did we discuss? Now, I started telling that how to create an object. Okay. Now, to create an object, what did I tell at the beginning? That a class is created first. If you want to create an object of that, it gives you an idea so that to create a blueprint. So, like how to create a particular house, you need a blueprint. Right? If you want to create this, what is needed is that a blueprint is needed. One bedroom will be there, two bedrooms will be there, one living room will be there, two washrooms will be there. This blueprint, when you create n number of houses like this, yes, tell me that first. With the help of this blueprint, you create n number of houses, this same particular house with the same design. How many houses can be created if I have this particular blueprint? Thousands, 10, n number of houses I can create if I have this blueprint. I can create this particular house any number of times. Yes, you got this idea at least? Yes, guys.
Yes, yes, got
Okay. What is what the this product I create? What is this? This is my actual object. So to create an object, what is the first thing that is mandatory? I need a blueprint of that, right? The blueprint is needed to create any object of that particular type, right? So now, where will those non-static variable, non-static methods will be there? First of all, I have to create these inside the blueprint. They should be there inside the blueprint, right? Yes. create a class. Yes. Now, object, yes, yes or no? So create a object.